Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video. And today we're here to look at Xbox 360 shoot-'em-ups. Oh man, I am very excited about this. I was actually supposed to do this video last year, a request at a good friend of mine, Kyle, and I just couldn't pull the trigger on it for some reason. I got halfway through it and I just kind of fell off of it. But now I am ready to show you guys some cool games for the system. I want to compare the 360 with the shoot-'em-ups it has, kind of on the level of, maybe with the Sega Saturn or PS2. It has some really good games on it. Definitely a lot of sequels from the PS2 games came onto the 360 library. 360, a really solid system despite the whole red ring thing, which I want to tell you guys, my 360 still has not red ringed on me, so I'm very thankful for that. Knock on wood, of course. But yeah, I even went out all the way to have my 360 painted purple. I mean, that's how much I like the system. Very cool system, guys. But anyways, guys, let's take a look at these games. Alright, so first game we have up is Trouble Witches Neo. This was a downloadable game for the Xbox Live service. And if you remember games like, I would say, Magical Chase for the TurboGrafx and also the Game Boy Color, it's very similar to that. It's more of a fast-paced action version of that game. As you can see here, fast action, very colorful, just all around, just a good-looking game. I also like the part where you could use money that you earn from enemies and buy upgrades in the store. You could buy up to 3 upgrades where it comes to spread shots, maybe you're leveling up your energy, things like that. Really help you out during the levels. And usually these icons will come up in the middle of the level. Sometimes they'll come up before a boss battle too, so that'll help you out. Just really very helpful in this game. Also too in this game, guys, it's it has, if you play the game in English dialogue, it has some of the worst voice acting you've ever heard. I mean, it's like they said they kept the money to hire voice actors for it and said, hey, let's do it ourselves. And it really shows. It's pretty bad to where you're like, oh my god, are you serious? But definitely play the game in Japanese dialogue with English subtitles so you understand what's going on. And that's another good thing about this game is it's very story driven. It has multiple endings for each character. That's around 6 to 7 levels. This is definitely a really good game. It's one of those games that you say, hey, this game needs a physical, because unfortunately, this is the bad part too. The game has actually been delisted, so there's no way to buy it anymore. So it kind of makes it pretty sad that a lot of people won't be able to play this. I mean, you can still find the game and play it, but officially you can't buy it anymore because it's been delisted from the Xbox store. But anyways, guys, check out Trouble Witches Neo. You will not regret it. Now here we have the Stella Makana. This is a funny story about this game. So I bought this game when it first came out, and I played it a couple of times, and I just didn't get into it. But it's an awesome game. I feel bad that I just didn't, it took me this long to actually get into it. Now the game is pretty fun, guys. I mean, seriously. So as you can see, it's really fast-paced action here. You can see all the the robots and everything like that. Game just feels good. Like it feels like everything's changing up. The backgrounds, as you can see, they're kind of scrolling and changing around. Really keeps you entertained. And one of the things I really like too is that you can actually shoot like side by side. So enemies on the side of you, you can kind of aim at them and take them out. Very cool that they have that in there. Now when I finally got to playing this game, I was a bit rusty at it, but golly, this game looks so good. And the bosses are I just love how they transform into different things. They have so many patterns that you have to learn. It just really keeps the game like really exciting and fresh. You just don't know what's going to happen next. Just a very good looking game, guys. You can see here, I mean, the boss just flipped around. Now he's doing his next pattern on me. I'm trying to dodge it. It's just man, it's crazy. And then you could crash into him, which is insane. So you have to try to of course in these type of games you got to stay out of the way. But man, it's just really fun, really exciting. So if you can find this game, definitely pick it up. You will not regret it. And next up we have Guan. This game, I I don't know what to really say about it, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I like it and then I don't like it because it doesn't seem like you're flying. Like I like the games where it seems like you're flying, but technically you're just on the ground, just kind of like fighting enemies, and it kind of seems a little bit simple to me. But it is a good game. This game came out back in the day. I think in 1999. Well, it came out in the late 90s, and it's definitely a cool looking game. I don't know what it is about this one. I had a hard time trying to get into it, but I think it's an awesome game, and you can see the artwork and sprite work is really top notch for it. For some reason, man, I hate to talk down about it, guys. I got to say something good about it. The game is radical. Definitely, just because I don't really care for it that much, I think everybody else would probably like it more than me. Very challenging. Artwork is good. Just something interesting to play. Otomedius Excellent. This game is inspired by the Gradius series. I thought this was actually a pretty fun game when it came out, but to be honest with you guys, after seeing the sequel, which I'll show later in the video, the sequel should have definitely been highlighted to come to America to kind of showcase the series. But this one still looks good too. It's just it's kind of like this. The shoot 'em is kind of just very simple, and I guess you could kind of say maybe a little bit boring with the weapons you get in this game and but it looks good though. Gosh, they just should have did marketing better for this series, and I think it would have came out really well for them if they did marketing better. Unfortunately, by choosing this game was pretty. I would say out of all the games in the series, this one's pretty lackluster. But in saying that, guys, the game actually does look good, so I think it's definitely worth picking up still. Now here we have Espgaluda II. For many years, I had trouble pronouncing this game. I had to go to Studio Mudprints to check out his page to see how to pronounce this game properly. Really bugged me over the years, but happy to finally pronounce it properly for the video, hopefully. This game is probably one of Cave's, one of their best offerings. I mean, seriously, this is like a good-looking game, as you can see here. I haven't played this one that far. I think I've gotten to the 3rd level on this one, but there's a lot of action going on the screen. Just really a lot of fun. Now, this game is a region-free physical release, so it's easy to obtain this game, and I think it's totally worth doing it because look how good this game looks. I mean, this is how a shoot 'em up is supposed to be. Crazy boss battles. This game is just great all around. So. If you're in for like a shoot 'em ups for the Xbox 360, make this maybe number 1 or 2 on your list. Raiden Fighter Aces. This is a compilation of 3 old school games. Not too old school. These are games made in the 90s. And what I played of them, they're actually pretty fun and easy to get into. Not a lot going on the screen, I would say. I don't want to call these like a bullet hell, but they definitely are old school shoot 'em ups. They kind of feel like I want to say like more, I don't want to say basic, but maybe an upgrade of games like 1942 or something like. Well, that's probably going way far back. But as you can see here, guys, the action is pretty smooth. Definitely something I would say most people get into when they're playing the shoot 'em up. This is the type of game you probably want to start with. The game is kind of uncommon out there in the wild, so you might want to pick up a copy on eBay or some online site to pick it up. But anyways, if you do see it in the wild, I would say definitely pick it up. Next up, we have Raiden IV. Raiden IV, one thing I noticed I really liked about this game is the weapon system. There seems like there's this weapon in the game. It feels like this laser that kind of dangles like a rope when you're shooting at enemies. I love how it kind of flies all around the screen. It's just really cool. As you can see here, I leveled it up, and it's like 3 different like rope lasers that are kind of like spreading around the screen. This makes it really fun. I've never seen a weapon like that in a shoot 'em up game. Well, this is the first one I've seen a weapon like that actually, so it was really unique to me in a way. Raiden IV was definitely a shooter I used to see all the time back in the day, like at stores like GameStop. And now you don't really see them too much anymore, and you could kind of understand why. I mean, this game is pretty sick, so if you see this game in the wild and you like the footage you're seeing, I would say it's a must-have to have on the system. It's very simple and easy to get into. I think it's more user-friendly than others. Akai Katana. This game is amazing, and a lot of people don't know about it. I pre-ordered this at GameStop back in the day, and I remember it was crazy because I asked for the game, and they're just like, "What is that?" And they had only got one copy of this game in, and I guess it kind of makes me sad because this seems like a lot of shooters just weren't in demand, and they still aren't really in demand. But this is like one of Cave's finest too. This is a horizontal shooter where you play as a pilot, and the plane that they're in I think they morph into a ghost that kind of helps them out. Like, that's how you switch your weapons in this game. I don't remember reading up the story too much, but the game is actually really cool. Definitely, I would say, if you like horizontal shooters, this is a good one to start at, but it is a bullet hell, so bullets could get all over the place, and it could get pretty crazy, so just be aware of that. And also, hopefully you can get this game on the cheap, guys. Now here's a quick look at Otomedius Gorgeous. This is the one we should have got in America, guys. This would have helped put the series on the map here, maybe. I mean, I don't think it's that much better than Excellent, but it definitely is a step in the right direction. Fast-paced action. The game just plays a lot better. The game actually doesn't take itself seriously. It's kind of silly, but it's a lot of fun. So definitely check this one out if you can obtain a copy. Deathsmiles is the shoot 'em up game that got me back into shoot 'em up. So I actually came about this game by chance, and I saw it and I was like, wow, this game actually looks pretty fun. And I played it and I was pretty much blown away. The music is great, the boss battles are fun. It just really I mean, it had a lot of elements in a shoot 'em up game that I hadn't seen in other ones, like being able to turn around and shoot things behind you. It's just, oh, this game is just fantastic. I really feel like it's ahead of its time at the time it came out. This game still looks good to this day. I mean, seriously, if you have an Xbox 360, you owe it to yourself to get Deathsmiles. Deathsmiles is probably one of the best, dare I say it, horizontal shoot 'em ups of all time. And playing it now just felt nostalgic. I mean, just a lot of fun. This game, you feel like it should be like, I don't know, like it should be more popular than it is. But you know, I feel like maybe shoot 'em ups are kind of like, they're not a dying genre, but they're kind of niche these days. So, but anyways, guys, check out Deathsmiles. It's one of the I think it's one of the cheapest games out there for the system when it comes to shoot 'em ups. And now we look at Deathsmiles Part 2. Yes, there was a sequel to the game, and this one has a Christmas-based theme. This one, unfortunately, did not come out to America. This one was actually only in Japan, and the disc is region locked, but it did come to America as an Xbox Live game, so you could download it at the time of its release. And this one, I felt like it felt like more of the same, just a lot better, different theme to it, as the first one had more of a Halloween theme to it. As you can see, this one has a Christmas theme to it, and the whole game is pretty much like that, but still a solid game. I do like the first one a little bit better because I feel like the first one had I think the first one used pretty much sprites in that one. This one's kind of using more like 3D models. I could be wrong about that, but hopefully I'm not. Next up, we have Bullet Soul Infinite Burst. I don't know if this is an upgrade or a true sequel to the first game that's on this system as well, but I decided to go with this game for the video. And this game does not disappoint at all. One of the things that I love about this game is that from Raiden IV, which I showed earlier in the video, it has that that kind of laser that's kind of like a rope in a way, like kind of where it swirls around. I love that weapon. That weapon just makes me feel, it feels like I can shoot everybody on the screen pretty much. So anybody think they can sneak up on me? Not a chance. You know, I got the rope laser ready to go. And I know it's not called the rope laser, I just called that for some weird reason, but it's an awesome weapon. But also in this game, if you push the other button, you can kind of charge your shot and just shoot straight forward. That's actually good for bosses to kind of suck down their energy down. This is definitely a game I look forward to playing when I turn on the 360. I would say it's definitely one of my 5 favorite shoot 'em ups on the system. Alright guys, here I go trying to pronounce this game. Ooh, here we go. Mushihimesama Futari. I think I got it right. This is part 2, also called 1.5, but the game in English, I think it translates to Bug Princess Part 2. Oh god. Anyway, what a name. But yeah, this is called the Bug Princess Part 2. This game is, as you can see, is fast-paced action, lots of fun. Can't really say too much about it. I haven't said about a lot of the other ones. I think this is one of Cave's top games. Definitely one of the more popular ones, and definitely one of the ones that was popular for being region-free. So if you find a copy out there, you could play it on any 360, and of course, I'm pretty sure you could play it on the Xbox One, as that's backwards compatible, I believe. But anyways, you guys let me know. But anyways, as you can see, great game. Definitely check this one out. Alright, so here's a game I could easily pronounce. DoDonPachi Resurrection. I believe this is the fourth game. No, actually this is the fifth game in the DoDonPachi series. And actually this is the first one I ever played. This game is seriously like, wow. I felt like they went all out with it, but I found out about this game that they made this game within like 5 months. Like the game was like totally rushed. And I think where I can see it at in this game is the slowdown that it has on certain parts of the game. But slowdown could be good for a shoot 'em up game, you know, so maybe that'll help you. I mean, you can see it helped me there for a second, but not for long. But anyways, it's still a solid game. I think it's one of the top entries in the DoDonPachi series. So not really much else to say about it. It's fast-paced action, lots of bullets, just everything you would expect from the series. DoDonPachi Saidaioujou. God, man, these names, man. Another solid shoot 'em up. Pretty much from what I'm seeing, the game pretty much plays just like the other games, despite, you know, like maybe some different weapons, how they go out through the levels. This is the final release of the series, and I believe this is actually Cave's last game. So this game is kind of like a swan song in a way. There's lots of story going on in the game, but I have no idea what they're saying. But it's kind of cool how they're both like talking. Your pilot is actually talking to the navigator through the whole level. So I like stuff like that. I just wish I could kind of understand it. But at the same time, I think it would be kind of confusing because like while you're trying to concentrate on dodging bullets, you know, someone's talking to you and you could get distracted and end up getting killed. And in these type of games, you need as many lives as possible because, I mean, surviving this kind of hell is insane. So if you see this one out there, it's a must-have for your collection. Ginga Force, I don't know about this one. I didn't really like it all that much at first. I mean, I'm still trying to get into this one. I kind of got the same feeling I got years ago when I played Eye-Hander. And Eye-Hander, I couldn't get past the first level and it annoyed me. And I just stopped playing it. But years later, I started playing it again and actually got good at it and I actually really liked it. So I'm hoping that I will feel the same way about this game. We'll see if that happens. I'm not sure. But it definitely looks like a solid game. And I should like it. I don't know what it was with me in this game. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should I give this game another chance or what? Shooting Love 2000X. This game, it seems like just a regular like basic shoot 'em up. But what really stood out for me in this game was I like how your plane can shoot from side to side. So like when you get in the middle of enemies, you can kind of like use an attack and just kind of take them out like that. I thought that was pretty cool. They put that in this game. But other than that, I don't know what will really make this game stand out. I mean, of course, I think it's definitely a game that you would like to own, possibly, especially if you like something that's not really like all kind of bullets are covering up the screen. It's definitely, I would say, a beginner shoot 'em up game you could get into. So definitely check out Shooting Love. It's got a lot of love to give. Pink Sweets is a sequel to the game Ibarra, one of those titles, I can't remember, of a well-established shoot 'em up game. And you know, to be honest, I don't really hear about this one too much. So I think it's a solid sequel, but maybe it just went like a crazy route. The character I picked right now I actually regret because I didn't really like her weapon, how it just kind of like just takes a couple shots at a time. But depending on how you play the game and you pace yourself, I mean, the weapon probably works really well. It just it wasn't really fitting me at the time. So this game actually comes in a pack. So when you buy this game, you'll get another game, which I'll get into in a second. But it seemed pretty fun, and like I said, I like the way the backgrounds look in this game too. The music I wasn't really feeling too much, but then I didn't get that far in it, so maybe it gets a lot better. I'm not sure. But hey, it's another shoot 'em up, and that's what we're all about right now. Check it out. Pink Sweets. Next up, we have Muchi Pork. This is the game that's on the Pink Sweets CD or DVD. And, you know, this one is pretty cool, too. I don't know what I would say really stands out with it, to be honest with you. You know, it looks great, and I'm trying to, like, just say, hey, like, you know, what makes this game stand out to me. And if I guess anything that does stand out to me, I like the way you charge your super move. I thought that was pretty cool. They did that. But this one, for some reason, really didn't impress me. I don't know what it is. I mean, it looks like a solid game. It feels like a solid game. And I think it is a solid game, but I don't know what it was about this one. I just really wasn't really, like, aching to play it too much, you know. I guess out of all the games that we've shown so far, I like a few of the other ones I would choose over this one. But you guys might feel differently about this one. And what's good about it too, it comes in a pack. So if you get this game, you're definitely gonna get Pink Sweets with this game. So maybe it's the whole pig thing that's kind of bugging me, like, oh, like pig shooting pigs, like what's up with that? But anyways, it doesn't matter. It is a solid shoot 'em up. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Next up, we have Eschatos. Okay, so this game is cool for two reasons. It comes with two games that were actually released on the Wonder Swan. I'm not going to show those off because I'm trying to show like just Xbox 360 games. But this game seems pretty simple. I like how in some points in it, it kind of like it seems like your ship turns around and it goes in different directions in a way. Not in different directions, but it goes from 2D to 3D at certain points. So I like how it does that because it really feels like the game is switching it up on you when it does things like that. But other than that, I can't really say anything that would make it stand out from other ones. I mean, you've seen it all before with this type of game. But it's definitely unique, and if you want a new shooter to have, this is definitely, I would say, a good one to try out. Woo! Xbox 360, lots of good shoot 'em ups on that system. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Kyle, man. This video's for you, man, so hopefully you enjoyed it. And also, I want to give a shout out to Studio Mudprints, man. You are the guru of shoot 'em up games, man. I had to go to your video quite a few times to make sure I pronounce some titles properly. So I want everybody to go check out Studio Mudprints. If you like shoot 'em ups, he is definitely the person to look to for those games. He's all about that on his channel. I'll leave a link in the description below. And that's all I got for you guys. Radical Reggie, and I'm going to bed. See ya.